Hello there, it's gaming time! And today I want to be talking to you about fishing with Invention. So, what you're gonna need, first of all, is a nice fishing rod. And you'll have to make it into a special fishing equipment thing. Which, if you go here to killing support, it says the fishing rod-o-matic. You need to have level 22, Invention level 22 to do it. Once you have that, you'll need some flexible parts, some base parts, some dexterous components, and some swift components. Once you have plenty of those, you can make your fish-o-matic. I can recommend you to make a couple, because you don't want to siphon this fishing rod. You actually want to disassemble it, because you'll only need to get it to level 10, and well, it's just not worth it to make a siphon for it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna manufacture it, and you get some XP, as you can see, which is quite nice. So there you have your fishing-o-matic. But of course you want to know to add perks, and we'll go through the list of perks right now. I'm going to see if I can put the names up in the screen, and we'll see if that works. So, well, the first perk we have is anti-Semitism. And anti-Semitism, as I said in an earlier video before, it doesn't let you use deflect curses or protect prayers. So if you want to fish in the wilderness or with aggressive creatures, which does happen sometimes, just avoid it. Make sure you don't have it. Then we have Brasikian, which is again a 50% chance to add cabbages to your inventory. And if you're fishing, that's kind of very useless. Especially if you want to train it, your inventory get full a lot faster, so don't make it. Then we've got Breakdown, which is not for fishing, so don't go for it. Butterfingers, it gives you a chance to drop resources. I can't recommend it unless you're actually just using it to get fishing or invention XP, because then you won't mind that you're dropping resources. Then we've got Cautious. You won't automatically fight back when attacked. Useless. Don't go for it. It's not useful. Then we've got Charitable, which was the chance to drop extra materials to other players. Well, you don't have to avoid it, because it won't use up any of your own resources, so that's quite okay. Then we've got Cheapskates, which will transmute ores to a lower tier, so avoid whenever possible. Even if you're dropping it, it's just don't. Then we've got Committed, which means you'll be scolded. Just avoid it. Then we've got Confused. It makes you teleport randomly. Avoid it too if you can, because especially if you have to walk a while to get to your fishing spot, and you're fishing nicely and suddenly poof, you're gone. Not the best idea ever. Then we've got Efficient and Enhanced Efficient. It uses less energy. Use it as an added perk if you get it. Don't avoid it. It can be quite nice. Then we've got Enlightened, which makes your item gather faster XP, which can be actually quite nice. I'll mention it later on as well, because it's nice if you wanna train your invention XP, because it will level your equipment a lot faster. So then we got Fatiguing, which slows your adrenaline gain when fighting, it's useless in a tool perk actually. I don't know why they added it, but oh well. Then we've got Furnace, and Furnace is a bit different from the mining Furnace, from the mining tool Furnace XP, because instead of getting double XP for a hit, instead of getting progress, Furnace actually consumes the fish and gives you extra XP. You can see, I'll just remove my own fishing rod. I have to upgrade it anyways because I don't like the amount of low perks on it. I mean, it's only Furnace 2 and I could do higher, but yeah, it consumes your fish and you get extra XP, which is nice if you're training fishing XP. And can be also nice for training Invention because your inventory won't be full as quickly, but yeah. Then we've got Glowworm. It provides lights. Use it as an added perk, otherwise just don't. Then we've got Hallucinogenic. It just gives random animations. It's not useful, but it can be funny and it definitely doesn't have to be avoided. The same goes for Hoarding. It protects an extra item. It can be useful if you if you fish in the wilderness or with aggressive creatures around you, but you don't have to go for it. Now we've got Hones, and I know I talked about Hones quite a bit when doing the mining video, but Hones is not for fishing. So yeah, just don't go for it. It's not useful for fishing. So then we've got Imsold, which can transport items to a bank for 30 prayer points. This one can actually be useful for fishing, not as much for mining because of the ore box, but it can be for fishing, especially if you use it and you use the water teleport tank. I'll show you to bank. I'll show you. This takes me to the water teleport. You have to have been to the water teleport at least once. And then you can teleport here with a special button. You have to buy it from this guy War. And as you can see, there's a bank here. And if you have fought enough bosses, which also includes King Black Dragon for some reason, you get an altar of war. And I'll examine it for you. It's quite nice. It doesn't just give you back prayer XP, but it also gives you summoning points, prayer points, but also gives you summoning points back. So that's really nice to do, and you can just drop your fishes here and just teleport back to wherever you're fishing. So let me just go back to the front door. Oh, if you don't have this place unlocked, or you don't have the altar unlocked yet, I can really recommend you to do that though, because it's amazing and it's the closest altar with the closest teleport. But also, if you go to Falador, just a hop skip away, a tribute stone, and that also works, as you can see, for both prayer and summoning, so you can do that here as well. Then we've got Mysterious, and who knows? No one knows. So do what you want with it. I don't really know what it does. So now we've got Polishing, and Polishing is actually quite useful, especially if you're gathering resources, because it gives a chance to transform fish into a higher tier. So, for instance, if you have raw tuna, for instance, it will turn into a raw bass, which will actually gain you some extra money because its bosses are worth more than tuna. So for gathering, and especially if you want to train cooking later, it's quite useful. Then we've got Prosper, which is more chance for clue scrolls. You can add it if you want. It's not really useful if you really want to gather stuff, but otherwise it can be quite nice. Then we've got 3 skills in a row that are not meant for fishing. Those are Pyromaniac, Rapids, and Refined. So don't add them, they're useless for fishing. Then we've got Talking. Well, your fishing rod will sometimes talk to you in chat. No need to avoid, can be actually quite funny. And last but not least, we've got Wise, which gives extra XP up until 50k a day, and it works for other skills as well. So now we've got the recommendations. If you wanna just use it for Invention XP, the same goes for mining actually. Put Enlightened on it and put Wise on it. Because Enlightened will make your fishing rod-o-matic gain levels faster. As you can see, mine is now level 6. Because it's quite slow, it doesn't have Enlightened on it. But with Enlightened it goes a lot faster, so which is actually quite nice if you want to train Invention. And Wise, yeah, it just gives extra XP. Then if you really want to use it for fishing XP, the first thing I can recommend you is Furnace. Like the one I have here, you could go for a higher level. I can recommend you that because it gives more chance to consuming a fish and give extra XP, which is quite nice. And Wise as well, because yeah, XP, XP, XP. And then last but not least, we have if you want to gather. And gathering with fishing, there are not the most useful perks in it. First you want to do is polishing, so transmute it into a higher tier. And next you want to do Imp Salt, which teleports resources to your bank at the cost of 30 prayer. But as I showed you before, you can just either go to the war teleport, or you can go to an altar near the Falador lodestone. That'll work as well. Only you have to do another bank trip in that too. So what I'm gonna be doing now, I really needed better perks, and what I want to do with my fishing rod actually at the moment is training fishing XP. Because as you can see, my fishing level is 82. I want that to be higher. I will train Invention in the meantime, but at the moment I mostly train Invention by fighting, especially doing Elite Dungeon 3, which is awesome, and I can recommend you guys to try it out sometime. So what I do if I want to create more perks, I'll check Wikipedia to see what I need. And first of all, I want the Furnace perk. So I go to Wikipedia. Hang on, I can show you here. /wiki. And then Furnace. It will actually show you to the normal Furnace, but there are some text above it which can show you to Furnace perk. And there you can see how you can make it. I don't have ancient tools, so I think I also don't have Dragonfire components, so I think I'll just do it with sharp components, and that will only give Furnace 2. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. Anyways, I'm just gonna make it. Because why not, and I might be able to use it later. I don't need honed for this one. But if I get honed 5, I might actually be able to use it on another one. So we'll create. As you can see, it gave me honed 3. Now I don't need that, so I'm just gonna repeat it. And it actually shows you here how many times you can repeat it, and later how many gizmo shells you have. Repeat. Nope. Repeat. Furnace 2. There we are. So it gave me this, which is quite nice. Then you can click on restart, and I'll have to put in another perk. So I go back, hashtag wiki wise, because that's the name of the perk, and it shows you the Wikipedia page. I hope I can put it in for you guys. I don't have serene components. Well, I do, but I only have... No, I don't. Pious components. That will work, and that might give me wise 3. So I hope I have enough, yes. Well, as you can see, it gives you more, can give you more stuff. So charitable, wise, hoarding, and enlightened. And actually, none of these are perks you need to avoid, so that is quite nice. So I've got charitable 3 and enlightened 2. Enlightened can be actually useful for another one, but not at the moment. Enlightened 2 and wise 2. This is actually a great combination because it allows you to both train your invention faster because you get more item XP, and you get more XP with wise. Let me just see if I can get wise 3. Can I get that with this one? It's rare, but I could. Enlightened 2 and hoarding, no. Enlightened 2, no. I think I'll be keeping some of these gizmos anyways though, but yeah. Let me see, this one was my furnace perk. You can actually check it if you're not sure. Furnace 2. So what you're gonna do is you click it and then you put it on your fishing rod-o-matic. There it is. And then the other one I wanted, I think was this one, yes, Enlightened 2 and Wise 2, which is actually better than what I used to have, because it allows it to gain more XP. And there you have it, my new fishing rod. I'll probably finish up this one first and then I'll use this one, but there you have it, invention and fishing. So now it's time for you guys to go make that fishing rod-o-matic, go get your perks, and go get started. Have fun! Bye!